So what I find today is that most people not experiencing the growth, not experiencing the development, and feel like their life on a standstill and all them things there. Most people, for some is a phase, for some it's a lifetime. But as usual, I am here to say, hey, there's something where the society now teach you. Something if you put in place to make sure that them things here are kept at a minimum and you achieve the goals where you want to achieve. You achieve the mindset, you achieve those high quality relationships, you achieve your personal development and goals and all of them things there. And that is leveraging, not teach about leveraging. So that's what we're here to talk about today, folks. So welcome today, guys. Welcome to episode 7 of Sturdy on the Sturdy Pot channel, here with Nivoja. And today, our topic is on leveraging. Simply put, folks, leveraging is basically just using all the resources around you effectively in order to achieve your goals, achieve your passion, achieve your purpose in life. If we look around us, most people who are successful in their careers, in their finances, in their personal lives, use leveraging all the time. For whatever successes I have, I've used leveraging all the time as well. And there are a few factors about leveraging that society don't teach you. I mean, we know about it, we grow up, we hear about it, you must use things around us and so, but there are some factors of leveraging that society not teach us. Number one, having a leveraging mindset. Understanding that resources are there for your use to basically achieve your purpose. When you look at a business, they're using the time and the energy and the, everything, the resources of the employees to achieve the purpose of the company. Of course, making profits and all of those things. Society, actually, if you really look at how we are grown and cultured, one of the biggest ineffective thoughts that society put us out is that we must do everything by ourselves. We are just one individual. We only have 24 hours in a day. We only have so much effort. We only have so much time. And society keeps telling us, hey, you can do it by yourself. You're all powerful and mighty and all that stuff. No, it's a very ineffective way of dealing with things. We see it every day around us with the successful folks. They always have people around them, always have a lot of resources and using them to achieve their objective. So that is what we're looking at today. So that's the first thing that society never teaches us, having a leveraging mindset. You may be saying, hey, Nivoja, we all know that already. Sure. It's just on the surface they tell you. So it brings me to point 2 of what society is not showing you about. You have to be strategic in how you use those resources. So many people have not been really using the resources to the maximum or very effectively. And as such, people are unprepared to be, achieving those financial goals, maximize on their potential for personal growth, unprepared to build wealth, and prepared to increase their influence in society, and of course developing their personal lives on a whole. You have to be strategic with it. So one of the things I like to say is toil while you're young. Just giving an example. So in your 20s, you have a lot of time, you have a lot of energy. Society is telling us, hey, use it and enjoy yourself. Go on those trips, go to those parties, do all of that. Ineffective use of that resource. I'm not saying you can't do it now and again, of course. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy and Jill a dull girl. But the point is, a lot of us are not cultured to use those resources to the maximum while we're young. Why not buy that house at 25? Why not invest in that business, buy the stock at 20? Invest in the insurance while you're in your 20s. Society tells us, hey, go out, have fun, explore the world, do all of that while you're young. And I'm here to tell you, hey, how has that been working out for some of us? Some of us have living to, hey, we enjoy the moment, but later down in life, when we touch our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, we realize that, hey, we should have made better use of the time. We should have leveraged some of those relationships better. As I say, I'll just give you some of my examples. I mean, for me, I have always thought about, I have a career, I won't get into that now. But I've been a proponent of starting a business early. I'm actually into beekeeping. Started that a couple years well ago, and it's working out well. But more about that at another time. Toil while you're young. Strategic and effective use of the resources. That are the first thing that, the second thing that society is not teaching us. It teaches us, hey, you have all this time in the world. No, you don't. We all are here for a particular time to achieve our goals, to make the impact we want to make, and all of those things. While you're young, you probably have most friends as well. How are we doing in leveraging those relationships for the betterment of our goals and dreams, and of course to the wider community? A lot of us not doing that. We're focusing a lot on the fun. So we're saying leverage relationships as well. I'll give you guys a very, I'm not going to say a funny one, but a more controversial one. I've often said this. So, of course, we all know it goes already. As men, so to speak. We try to have a lot of, female influence in our lives, girlfriends, etc. We go about the place, do all the things and so forth. And I remember talking to this gentleman who has claimed that he, has a lot of conquests, been with hundreds of women. And I said to him, all right, cool. So out of them hundreds of women there, how much of them can make you a plate of food right now? How much of them you can invest in a business with now? How much of those relationships have you leveraged to make sure that it can contribute to your goals? And he said, boy, some of them didn't even remember them name. And I'm like, there you go. Another ineffective and, unstrategic way, if that's the word, of using his resources. Have all the time and energy when he was younger. My personal experience, I've had exes that I've invested in business with. And it's a very successful business. I won't get into the nitty-gritties of that, but I have also leveraged that. So that's one thing society has not taught us, how to leverage even relationships. We only talk about time and money. We must do all of this thing by ourselves. And I'm here to say, folks, we need to step away from that thinking. It's something that is very ineffective for us, and society actually wants us to be like that so that we miss out on these opportunities to make ourselves greater. And of course, we're going to become slave to the system and all of those things. I'm not going to get into that. Y'all can figure that one out. The third one I would say is financial leveraging. So loans. In my previous video, I would have talked about money and all of those things. So this is also another segment touching in the financial side of our channel. Society has cultured a lot of us to dislike leveraging money or finances. It dissuades us from taking things like loans. Now, nothing is wrong with taking loans or debt, as you call it. Most people are afraid of debt, afraid to use it. And I would say that we need to be careful with this mindset. It actually holds us back. And we all have an understanding of it, but we're not seeing it around us. We use debt to make those big purchases. Of course, a lot of them are, I want to say, liabilities instead of assets. Assets is what put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out. A TV is generally a liability. It's a bill, it's an expense. Excuse me. So that is what people fail to realize at the end of the day. Now, loans, taking it to buy an asset in a business for your personal life, something that adds value. That is the true purpose of using loans. Again, society not teaching a lot of us this. Most of you know it, yes, but how do we maximize? How are we strategic in ensuring that we use it for that resource, or to use it to achieve that goal? So I would say our loans, definitely, when you're taking loans, use it as much as possible to buy an asset. It could be a house, it could be a car, it could be stock for your business, it could be to improve your services by investing in technology, stocks, all of those stuff. So that is where society is missing us. How to strategically put our resources in place, and how to also use financial leveraging. The final aspect of leveraging we'll be looking at today is called social leveraging. It's something we see every day, but society doesn't really culture us to focus too much on it. Social leveraging can range from how we interact with our household all the way to the top of running businesses, being influential in society, politics, and all those things. And essentially, it surrounds the basis of one of our needs that we don't talk about either. Of course, we talk about food, water, and shelter as a need, but we don't speak about the need of being social. We are social creatures. We need to be social in order to survive. We need to form relationships and those things. So social leveraging, the whole aspect of feeling wanted, feeling valued, come from the leveraging of the impact of others or being social with others. It contributes to building our confidence. It also results in us being able to take advantage of some of those opportunities as well. So what we find in today's society, if you look at it, the system is actually teaching a lot of us to be more self-sufficient, so to speak, or to be independent. I think interdependence is the main thing to happen. We can talk about that later on. But the concept of being independent, it has a possibility of creating a world of isolation, which is damaging to our social lives. So essentially, a lot of us think that, well, we can do it by ourselves. We can just be inside watching Netflix and we just easy and whatever and all of those things. The bottom line is that we are social beings and it is tied to our survival. So I would say, folks, please focus on getting that social leveraging up and going. Of course, I'll give a couple of examples of the whole concept of leveraging and how, it has impacted some people and so forth. I'll use some of my personal experience in the scheme of things. I mean, one of the easiest ones, for instance, in using the, let's say, time and effort of a helper around the house. Say you have a family, you have a wife, as a man, you have a wife, a child or two, and you need to go to work. She probably needs to go to work as well. You leverage the resources of a helper to get by, to do some of those work in order to free up your time so you can more allocate that to higher value tasks. My personal experience with that, I will go through one of them. I remember being involved with a lovely lady back then. Of course, I've always had wonderful relationships. Every relationship comes with these little conflicts and so forth. And of course, in her mind, society teaches her, oh, I can do everything myself. So we can drop off our child to school by themselves and we can pick them up. We can do everything by ourselves as a couple and all of those things. A very ineffective way of looking at life. I was there pushing the concept of, let's get a helper. Let's look at that. And she's like, nope, we can always do it by ourselves. And when I assess what's going on around, because of doing that, I missed out on a lot of opportunities. As indicated in the earlier part of the video, I'm into honey. And my sales in honey went down because I have to now put all of my, a significant chunk of my time and effort into dealing with some little mundane tasks when it comes on to dealing with the kids and family matters, chores, etc. In employing a gardener, to deal with the yard and those things, as I said, frees up your time to do other things. That's what you call leveraging. We're in this society now where people are saying, hey, I can do all of these things by myself to save money and all of these things. It's fine and it's a noble gesture, but very ineffective, and it's not a strategic move towards dealing with your resources and leveraging to achieve your goals and dreams. If I'm out there on a Saturday morning cutting the grass, I cannot be using that same time towards looking for an asset, towards building a business, towards focusing on being better in my career. That's the concept of leveraging. It's not just about even using other people's time, but effectively using ours as well. It's two of them in one. Yeah, another example of leveraging, I'll give an example of, say, the financial leveraging. Now, what a lot of people don't know, or what the banks don't tell you, is what really counts at the end of the day when it comes down to financial management. Yes, we're being told cash is king and those things, but our cash flow, our salary, that nice little pay stub we all get at the end of the month. My personal example with that is if I'm there taking home, say, 200,000 Jamaican a month, and I can get a mortgage for, say, $80,000 from the bank towards getting a house, and I can rent out that house for, say, $120,000 or even $100,000. That actually puts $20,000 profit in my pocket at the end of the month. So in looking at financial leveraging, that's the mindset that surrounds financial leveraging. I mean, I've done such a thing. I've bought a piece of property. Ensure that of course, you have to look into the numbers. It's not about blindly going into leveraging, because that's how leveraging can contribute to getting opportunities and building your life. If not used, if used improperly, it can also impact and make you have losses if you don't put the brain in terms of getting those numbers checked out and all of those things. So, of course, as I said, financial leveraging, get that loan, do the workup, do the numbers. Ensure that you buy an asset with your finances. Use your time for high value tasks that adds and bring you closer to your goals. Practice social leveraging as well. And of course, adopt a solid leveraging mindset. So that's it for today, folks. I'm not making this one too long this week. I know the last one was long. Until next time, keep it going. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Comment as well. Give us that feedback on what's going on. See you next time.